Hi guys, it's me again. Somehow I came back with my second video. And the funny thing that I have so many ideas in my head and at the same time I have absolutely no idea what I have to do with them. Making my first video honestly felt so good. It was really fun to sitting here in front of the camera and just talk from the heart. I also learned a lot from it. For example, introducing myself. I literally forgot to introduce myself. I just acted like everyone know who I am, everyone knew who I was, which is kind of hilarious. So let's do this right this time.
A few moments later.
Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Ariana, a medical student, and I'm here to share everything I'm learning along the way, whether it's medicine, science, or whatever random things that it makes me stop and think about. I've always wanted a place where I could talk about my own experiences, the lessons that life keeps throwing at me, and hopefully connect with the people who think like me, think about these kind of things too. Anyway, today I want to talk about something that has been stuck in my head lately. It's one of those topics that keeps making me think, and I'm really curious to know what you guys think about it. So, if you have any kind of thoughts, you can leave them in the comments, and I love to hear them. When I watched my last video back, I realized something. I kind of spent a lot of it complaining, talking about how was life hard to me, how things getting worse, and what kind of hard days I had. And then I watched it as another audience, another viewer, and my first thought was, so what now? Everyone has problems. It's not like you are the only one who has problems. You are not like you are not the only one in the world who is struggling with those things. That's a fact. I'm sure so many people say those things when they saw my first video. And honestly, that question, the question of so what now, and those thoughts make me think about something new. The idea of being witness. I started wondering if when people are in pain, especially when they are suffering quietly and alone, what they really want it's not the pain to be disappear. What they really want is a witness for their pain. They want someone to see their pain, to know that pain is real, to know they are real. It's almost like we want the world to know, to understand that we are hurting, we have pain. It's like we don't want to burn in silence. We want someone to notice it. There's something that my mom always says when we are talking about the grief. She always tells me that the hardest part of losing someone or something is that after that you look at the world and you see that life keeps going. People are laughing, they are going to work, they're buying coffee, they have fun, they're making their own plans for their future. And when you are struggling with grief, meanwhile, everything you see yourself just stopped in that moment, and life is stopped for you, but not for the others. In that situation, you're not expecting the others or the whole world to stop with you, to cry with you, or continue their grief with you. You just need someone to see you and notice your grief. You wish you can find someone that simply look at your pain and say, I see it. And honestly, I've been there too, like the others, so many times in life. But a few weeks ago, I sat down with myself and asked myself something new. I said, Ariana, when you were crying, whether it was in your room, in the bathroom, or maybe in the subway, anywhere else, when you were feeling like the whole world is falling apart, who saw you? My first answer was easy, no one. But then another question came up. Wait, weren't you there? Weren't you the one who watched yourself break? Weren't you the one who lived every second of it? Can't you count yourself in these situations? Why you count yourself less? Is it because of it's just you? And those questions stayed with me because it made me wonder why. Why I can't count myself as a witness. Why I myself watching myself isn't enough. I know other people think like me. Why we keep searching for someone else to confirm our pain, to confirm that our pain is real. The funny thing is, we are spending so many times for searching for someone to confirm our pain, and we never can find that person. We never can find someone who completely understands our pain. We never can find someone who can actually see every part of what we carried. They never came for me, and I'm sure you even couldn't find someone like that. So I went back through some of my memories, some of the hard memories that I've had. But this time I looked at them differently. This time I became my own witness. I paid attention, I didn't rush through them, and somehow those memories look different, not because the past had changed, but because for the first time my own perspective mattered to me. Then I thought with myself, if my pain finally being seen, maybe it also deserved to be fully felt. And the truth is, no one will ever experience my pain the way I did. They can care, they can empathize, but they can't live inside my mind. So then I ask myself one last question. If I can finally see my own pain, if I can finally allow myself to feel it, why do I still refuse to let it end? Why do I keep reopening the wounds? Those wounds that I've already acknowledged. Why I'm not doing that instead of letting it to be a part of my story? Why I'm not moving forward? The truth is pain is really complicated. Like really complicated. The more I think about, the more I realize how many different forms it takes. Lately this topic that understanding the pain shows up everywhere for me. Like a few weeks ago, I was just studying some pharmacology, and what I realized that I'm paying more attention to some painkillers more than the other drugs. I kept wondering what exactly we are trying to treat when we are talking about the painkiller, when we are talking about treating the pain. So I'm definitely going to read more about it. And once I do, I promise I'll share everything about it with you guys. But for now, all I can speak is from my own experience. I realized that some kind of pain don't disappear. Like it's better to say don't disappear completely. Maybe they get quieter. Maybe you grow around them. But they definitely leave a mark. For me, one of the deepest one has been rejection. Imagine walking into an office in a country that isn't yours. You're speaking in a language that isn't your mother tongue. It's not your first language. You're trying to explain your situation politely and clearly. You're trying your best as you can. And before they even listen to you, they say no. And the hardest part wasn't just hearing no. The hardest part wasn't that if they say it's impossible. Most of the time, it felt like, no, not for you. That kind of rejection has broken me more times than I'd like to admit. But every time it happens, I remind myself something. Like, this is a part of being an immigrant. Like, this is a part that I myself chose. I, I, I don't regret that choice. So I'm not saying this to complain. I'm just saying that pain is real. After everything, pain is still a pain. Even when you understand why it exists, understanding it doesn't automatically make it to hurt any less. Some experiences leave fingerprints on your mind. Maybe they never completely disappear. Maybe you just learn how to keep living with them. In the middle of all of this, let me tell you about the lesson that life quietly taught me. Sometimes people reject you because you are really different. Not better, not worse, just different. Maybe there's something inside you that doesn't fit with something that they are used to it. Maybe it's the courage to not to be ordinary. Maybe it's the courage to not to fit with the idea of someone else. Or I don't know, whatever else. Whatever it is beautiful. When first I moved here, rejection really hit me hard. It was painful, especially when it was from the people that I wanted to know them. I wanted to know their culture. I wanted to belong. I tried so hard to adapt myself, to fit in, to make myself easier to accept. But for any kind of reason, so many people rejected me here. It wasn't like they are rejecting my idea or my thought or what I'm saying. It was really like they are rejecting me, like my identity, like who I am or who I was. That really hurt, but over time something changed. Instead of being afraid of rejection, I kind of liked it. I kind of accepted it. And when it happened, I found myself thinking, that's okay. This is who I am. And I actually like who I am. I think rejection forced me to spend enough time alone with myself. At that time, I had no choice to just meet myself, to figure out who I was when nobody else defining me. And that was enough for me. Once I stopped chasing acceptance, people started to seeing the real me, not the version that was trying to fit in, the actual me. So if there's something that I hope you take from this video is this. Go back and revisit the pain you've been carrying, the parts of your story that you think nobody see. Sit with them, witness them, don't hide them, and don't run from them. And don't wait till someone can come and tell you that your pain is real. Allow yourself to heal. If someone walked beside you, that's a gift. But don't forget that you were the only one who lived every little part of that story, who understand every little moment of that pain. You've witnessed every tear, every disappointment, every time you got back up. That witness is the only thing you need to heal. That witness is enough for you to start your new life. Maybe healing is not about erasing the pain. Maybe it's about letting it pass through you. Like the way light passes through the glass. Not trapped inside it, not fighting against it, just moving through. I wish I could have shared more science behind of the pain and what it means to be witnessed. Actually, there's a lot of fascinating psychology and neuroscience behind these topics. I just haven't had the chance or enough time to go and dive into it. It wasn't the educational kind of video. or something like that. It was just a collection of my own experiences, things I lived through, things I questioned, and like things that I still try to understand. I wanted to share them because I don't know, maybe somewhere in the world there's someone who had this similar experience. Maybe there are so many people around the world that our stories are completely different. I think to know that people are thinking about the similar things can make us feel less alone. You know, that's been true for me. I spent hours scrolling the videos, articles, and the random corners of the internet looking for smallest thing that I can relate to it. Not because I wanted someone to solve my problems, just because I wanted to know if there are other people who felt that too. I really want to continue making videos for this channel. Summer's almost over and the medical school is about to take all over my life again. But I'm gonna do my best to keep creating these videos. As I said, I have so many ideas, but at the same time, I have no idea to what to do with them. But I think the solution is just to sit here and press the record and just talk. We'll see where this goes. I think that's the beautiful thing about starting something. Starting something new. You don't get a map. I think because the river doesn't know where it's going either. And we never know when it will be the last time.